storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.
I was born in Evanston, Illinois. I've lived in a lot of places from Chicago to this little area by San Diego. I lived in Orlando. Um, so I've been around the country a little bit. Um, but I grew up uh, kind of like a Christian upbringing a little bit. Like we didn't go to church all the time, but we would go every once in a while. I feel like
Okay.
it would just feel like show though. Now that I'm actually like thinking about it and looking at it as an adult, but
And why did it feel like show to you?
because we didn't go enough to where it seemed like it was important. Like it would just be these random times as a kid that I would remember. And I'm just like falling asleep every single time because it's like we rarely hear. And so, yeah, and then my divorce when I was 10, from the age of 10 on, no father figure. And
Okay,
basically
from
just around
10 so
women.
10 to 18. Okay, grown at 18. All right. So you had dad there until about 10, and then you didn't. And so not having that father figure there, do you think that contributed to you being gay? Do you think that had any kind of effect on that?
I, I definitely think it. See, here's the thing. Like when I was very, very, very young, I wouldn't call it like sexual attraction, but it was like there was like an interest that I had for just people in general. It wasn't like a specific like, oh, like I think like she's hot, he's hot, or anything like that. Like, um, I just would like feel like oh, this is like cool or whatever. Um,
Can you
and then growing up,
remember, but can you
mhm,
remember like how young?
like one of the first like thoughts that I could remember was in kindergarten.
Okay.
But the thing is though, like I don't consider it as if like I was thinking like, oh, I want to have sex with these people. Kind of like we were in kindergarten, so it's not like I was thinking of that, but it was just some kind of interest in my mind that I didn't understand. And then growing up at the same school, a lot of the straight guys would do a lot of like gay stuff around me, in front of me, and like to me. So I'm just like, oh shit, like maybe everybody is just open and into everybody.
And now when
And
you say like now when you say gay stuff, like what kind of stuff?
like if you're bending over, like somebody will come and like put their finger in your butt, or like some of the dudes will come up and like hump me while I'm like just doing stuff, and like if my butt was out a little bit, they like come over and hump me and shit like that. And a few of my friends would show me their boners in class and stuff. And so I'm just like, what the
And how
fuck?
old were
Like
y'all again? How old were y'all?
this was like all like I guess all over. But I noticed it more often maybe around like fourth grade, fourth,
Okay,
fifth
so that's
grade.
about it's about 11, 10 or 11. Okay, I was gonna say I definitely saw dudes that acted like that. That was more middle school when I saw that though. But I know what you mean. Yeah, very. But yeah, you're not lying for sure. So
Yeah. I don't know, it'd just be like little weird situations um like I've always like been into girls, but I feel like the majority of my adult life I've been like going through that like moments when I've been with guys, but there's this one
So
girl
would
that I was
you
trying to.
so would you consider yourself bisexual then?
If I was, yes, if I was to like put some kind of like label on it, I would consider it bisexual. Um, because I lost my virginity to a girl, and I started out dating girls.
Okay.
But when I was younger, I was kind of like, I don't know if I would say like experimented on from somebody that was like close to the family. Um, and so for some reason, like, I don't know, I just felt like everybody was more sexual than I thought that they were. Um,
Okay.
kind of,
I,
kind of
I
young.
understand. I understand what you're saying, because if you're exposed to that at a young age, especially by someone that is close to you, was this person of the same sex or opposite sex?
The same.
Same sex. Okay. So then
Mm.
you could, I mean, so then in your brain, I mean, you don't even know how to really process that, but then you're kind of thinking this is what we all do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, gotcha. Did anybody did like your mom know? Did anybody ever find out, or they don't know?
No. It's funny because um, we don't really like talk about stuff like, you know, how Black families are. They're just like super like strong and like, you know, just move on with stuff. But that wasn't the case with me. However, um, I didn't have a conversation about that until like more of the recent, just to like let her know, my mom know that it happened
Okay.
a long time ago.
How did she take it?
But she didn't. Um, she was kind of shocked. We were talking about a lot of different stuff, so she was kind of like mind blown from like all the stuff all together that we were saying, not just that. So it was kind of like that was like a little piece of a lot of the stuff that I threw at her in the conversation. So she's
Okay.
like, but she also wondered why we didn't say anything to her, and it's like, you know, a kid, so I'm not really gonna say something like that to you. If anybody, I'm not gonna tell my mom. Kids. I don't know. It's not like I was like embarrassed about it or anything, but at the same time, I felt like I shouldn't be doing that. So I'm like, I'm not gonna tell my mom about me doing some stuff like that. So
And for people that are not victims of molestation, for people that have never been through that, it's very easy for them to say, "Oh, well, you should have just told, you should have just said something." But you, like you just said, you were a child. A lot of
yeah,
times, you don't even know that what's being done to you is wrong, but it doesn't quite feel right.
exactly.
So it's deeper than what people realize. So sometimes you don't remember some shit until years later, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Did that happen? I think that happened." Like so, I definitely I understand where you're coming from for sure. I mean, that never
Yeah,
happened to me, thank God, but I can empathize with that. That's a better word. I can empathize. So,
yeah, yeah. It was pretty crazy. Like, I didn't hit puberty until like sophomore, junior year of high school. So my voice was like super, 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 super high. So everybody was just always like, "Are you gay?" And I'm like, "No, no, no, no. I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I'm not gay." But then like it was pretty interesting because one of my friends was a photographer in high school, and she wanted to do this like little photo shoot on intimacy. And so she had me and this one guy who I was like on the low, talking and messing around with. Um,
okay.
took these photos, and like our lips were like really close to each other, but you couldn't see any of the face. Like you could, or at least I thought you couldn't tell who it was. And so she used that picture, and they ended up blowing it up and putting it in the middle of freaking high school. And so people were like coming up to me like, it's like, I know that's you in the picture in the H corridor. And so I'm like, oh shit, I guess I have to just come out and like tell everybody now.
Oh my God. Okay, so wow. Okay, so she.
One sec, I'm sorry.
So, oh, you good? You good?
Sorry.
No. You're good. I was gonna say, yeah, that does sound like an alarm. I'm like, that sounds familiar. But no. Okay, so she wanted to show. She wanted to show intimacy. And so it was supposed to be just like your lips and then the other guy's lips and then people. Oh my God. Oh,
Yep.
man.
They found out. It's like people were coming to like my classes and finding me and shit. And like it was weird. Like this one girl's like, "Can I have your autograph?" I'm like, what? But okay. It was just very interesting. I don't know. I feel like
So when you said this was a the other guy in the picture, you said you guys were like on the low. So when you guys messed around, like where did you mess around? Was it at school? Was it at home? Like
it would be at home. Yeah, either
at home?
my place or this. Yeah.
And what would have happened if you would have gotten caught?
I don't know if much would have happened. I was really good at like hiding stuff. And then if not, my mom was really well at playing the nut roll. Like she didn't know. So
Okay.
I didn't too much think about that. I just like I tried my best to like strategically figure out when I was gonna do stuff.
Damn. Okay. So all right. So then you're in high school. Everybody knows now. And then you're forced to come out. So did the news travel back home, or were you able to still keep it from your mom for a while after?
I was still able to keep it from my mom for a while. It's funny because those actual pictures, a while later, my friend made this like collage of them, and she gave it to me as a present. And I put it under the couch just to like put it away at the moment because I had people over, and totally forgot to take it back out. And so my mom ended up finding it, and she brought it upstairs and was like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "It is what it is." And she started going off like talking shit about the dude, not me. So it was just like, I don't know what to say, but like at the time I just was like upset and like going back and forth with her about him, but she didn't really say anything about me. So it was just like worrying the fact that like this is going on, or I don't know what the case may be, but she she didn't say anything about me until a long time later when she started reminding me about like this old time I had this crush on David Archuleta, but I never actually like expressed it as me having a crush on him. And she was like, "Oh, that was like your first little boyfriend." And I'm like, because that was like the first time she ever acknowledged like me with a guy or anything like that.
That's interesting. Okay, so it's kind of like she had an idea, but maybe was just waiting on you. I don't know. That's interesting though.
It's weird. It's like sometimes I hear some of my friends coming out stories, and I'm like, I wish I had the big dramatics and like I don't know, like they did, but at the same time, I appreciate the fact that I didn't like get kicked out or anything.
Right, because a lot of people do. I know I went to college with a guy, and and he said he wasn't gonna come out until he graduated because his parents paid for like his school, and he was gay and an atheist. It was a lot. It was a lot going on with him. But I remember he said, like, when I graduate, that is when I will come out. And yeah, so it's a thing. It's a thing. So today, how was your relationship with your mom today?
It's better. It's decent. It's a work in progress. But I feel like being the firstborn and just always being a mama's boy, like it'll be fine in my eyes, but at the same time, there's always those like little things that you wish could be better in certain situations, whether it's you or the other person. Like, I don't know. It's good
Like
though.
well, like what things? Like what would you like to improve?
She could get very opinionated, and like she'll like want to put her opinion out there, but the second you start putting your opinion out there, it's like it's the end of the conversation. Like, I don't want to hear it. Like, oh, I don't want to talk about this, or I don't want to talk about that, even though she just like went on for like a little rant talking about how she feels about something when she doesn't even usually know like a lot of information about anything. So it's like, well, this is actually what's really going on. And she's like, oh, she's just a proud Black woman in America.
Yeah, I've found that a lot of times when people aren't well informed, they usually have like the strongest opinions. And it's just like, okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Well, I know your parents, you said your parents divorced when you were 10. And so do you have a relationship with your dad at all?
I have phone conversations every once in a while. And like he would send my sister and I stuff in the mail. But I didn't see him. I haven't seen him since he left.
Oh wow!
So
how old are you now?
I am 31.
Wow.
I'm 30.
So 21 years ago. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because he lives in South Carolina, and they had those like hurricanes and stuff that happened a few years back, and like their phones were like completely cut off and stuff. So I haven't talked to them since that has happened. It's been pretty crazy getting in touch with them. So hopefully everything is all right. But
hopefully, wow. Okay, that is a really long time. Now, as people watch this, they may say, well, Jay, he turned that way. He ended up gay because he was looking for that male love, attention, and affection. So what would you say to that?
I could definitely agree that could have been part of it for sure. I feel like there was always so many like men around in my life that I could definitely see like me yearning for that like male influence around me that have had me open up a little bit more to being into that, I guess. I could agree with people saying that. I wouldn't say that was like the main reasoning though, but I could definitely see that being like a good percentage of why.
Do you think the molestation incident played a big part on it?
I think that did. I think that made me at an early age think that it was okay. And it's so crazy because like nowadays I'm not even really into sex like that at all. So it's like I'm like attracted to women and guys like mentally, but like well, with guys, it's more of like a physical kind of thing. But it's like I'm attracted to them in the mind, but I don't really try and do all of that because I'm just not into it as much as I like. Not even as much as I used to, but just in general, like whenever I would have sex, I'd just feel like so gross and like, this is weird. And it's like as much as I thought that I wanted it before I did it, once I did it, I'm like, I definitely did not want this as much as I thought I did. So
okay, that's an interesting take. So, and you're referring to when you have sex with men, right?
just kidding.
Just men. Okay, okay.
I mean,
So,
granted, I've only had sex with one girl, but
gotcha.
but
Okay, but it's
in general,
so do you kind of feel like you get a rush, or you get aroused, you get a rush, and then after it's kind of like a crash, like,
yeah.
huh? Okay. Now, what do you think that
Yes,
is?
I I just think that maybe I'm not as much into sex as I thought I ever was. But because sex is everywhere, you think that it's like the thing to do and like be a part of. And then it feels good. So it's like, this is not good. But every time I do, I'm just sitting there like, uh it's like it was good while like it was going on, but like at the same time I'm just like I really don't want to do this anymore.
Oh wow! Okay. Wow, that's an interesting take. So, do you now want to? I don't want to say experiment because you have been with the girl before, but do you now want to dip back into the lady pond, as they would say?
It's funny because I've definitely down for that, but at the same time, I feel like it's gonna be kind of hard, like knowing what I've been through and all that. It's gonna take like a
Right,
really,
because
really
now the
special
question
girl.
is, yeah, a special girl. Because now when you meet a girl, now the question is, do you tell her that you've been with dudes, or that you're attracted to dudes, or do you? Does it? Well, let me ask you. Do you think that's something you need to tell her, or does it not matter?
Um, I definitely think it does because I feel like people should have some kind of idea of like your soul ties that you have with other people
Mm.
because I feel like the people that you have sex with, a part of them becomes a part of you, and understanding and like having like some kind of feeling about that. Um, I would want the person to tell me, so I would tell them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't do nothing but respect that. Um, because you got some girls out there that they'll tell you, I'll never date a guy that has ever done anything with a guy. And then sometimes I have to remind them, you already have. And they don't, and
Mhm.
they get so uncomfortable with that. Even on the show, I don't know if you noticed, it gets so uncomfortable. They're like, Storm, no, you lying. No, my man's a macho man. He would never, he's a thug. And I'm just like, ma'am, those be the ones. So
Exactly. If only you freaking knew.
so tell the people about some of let's double back and then we'll get to some experiences. So what kind of dudes do you go for typically?
um, it's kind of weird because it's not all over the place like everybody and anybody, but I've kind of figured out that I don't really have a type because I don't know. Like at first, it was definitely like the twinks and like and then occasionally like the like jockey kind of looking dudes, but I don't know. Like as time has gone on and like living in
Well, first you got to
California
explain.
and
Wait a minute. Well, some people they don't know terminology. So explain to the people what a twink is.
It's like I guess like younger, kind of like smaller dudes. Not it's. I mean, like like how there's jocks, and then they're like the big muscular kind of dudes, and then twinks are like kind of smaller, like it's cute, like little guys. I don't know. It's kind of weird now to think about it, but yeah.
So I
know
had to
all.
paint the picture for him. I had to paint that picture for him. So
yeah. It's weird because it's like these terminologies. It's just like I can like say it because of like the amount of times people say it around, but like explaining it, I'm like, how do I exactly explain this right now so they can get everything? And then I'm like, without sounding weird, because now that I'm saying all this, it's like this is sounding kind of weird, but yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I don't really have a type though, because like now that I've like gotten older and like learned about people's like passions and stuff like that, and it's like I can get into people for a whole bunch of different reasons now. So it's like now it's even more tricky because I'll be into a person, but then at the same time I don't want to have sex with them. So it's like I don't know what I'm supposed to do with them because that's what we're all used to. So it's been very interesting.
I wonder if you're asexual, or I wonder if you're pansexual, or maybe even sapiosexual. Because sapiosexual is when you're attracted to the intellect. I think pansexual is you're just attracted to like their spirit. It doesn't matter like what the gender is. And asexual is you really don't have any sexual attraction to anyone. So I don't know. That's I mean, I'm not a therapist, so I can't deep dive and really, you know what I mean? Like I'm not a therapist, but I'm just like that's interesting. Because if you hang around somebody long enough, they're gonna expect, especially like because I got gay friends, the way they get down, like it's quick. They get like literally they get on the app and they got some ass like within minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Like
It's absolutely in fucking insane. Like how
no matter where y'all are, that's the thing. No matter where y'all are in the world, like you get on Grindr, get on Jacked, and within it's like fucking it's like Uber Eats for dick. Like that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. It literally is. I'm surprised they don't have it for straight people.
No, because it don't work like that. I mean, we have Tinder, but it doesn't work the same because typically for a girl to have sex with a guy, she has to really like him.
Mm-hmm.
Men are just driven physically, so it's we get aroused, we're ready to go. But women are not like typically they're not like that.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But they're gonna eat me up on this video too. They're gonna say, Storm, how you know? How you know about that? How you know about Grindr? Because I ask people questions, damn it. Talk to people.
No, yeah, exactly. You just gotta talk to people. It's like the biggest freaking thing in the community. So of course, like you'll see us on there.
Now, as far as sexual encounters go, how many? Well, I guess I'm trying to paint a picture for women so they can understand. Okay, I'll just ask it this way: how many straight guys have you had sex with?
It's a very funny. I'm not funny, but like interesting question because it's like, are they actually straight? Like there's been a lot of in high school, there were guys that would like hit me up or just like randomly like say something to me who were considered straight, like who said they were straight, and in public they would date and be with girls, but then at the same time would be, you know, messing around with us guys. So in terms of like people who were not out, I would say a good amount, maybe like 10, maybe 10 overall.
All right. 10 dudes. Okay. Okay.
At the same time, it's like I don't know what to consider because some of them like never mess with guys. Some of them have messed with plenty of guys, but then they tell everybody that they're straight and then like are able to do that, and then people actually believe them. So it's like, and then on top of that, it's like, are they actually straight if they're actually messing around with guys? So it's like, now they have all this like.
I want to know, have you fucked a thug? That's what I want to know.
Oh, plenty of times. Plenty of freaking times. Plenty of times. And it's funny because well, my mom at least lives close to this like this one street that a lot of thugs be on. And I remember at one point I would go to the gas station as an adult, and it was like every other time I go to the damn gas station, I'm be getting hit on by some freaking thug, and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? When did this start happening over here? Because usually they're like the homophobic ones, so it's like, but I don't know. Maybe they can kind of like see it on me a little bit, and then I'm not like overt when I'm in public or at all, but like especially when I'm in public, I'm not overt or like doing the most. So I feel like people have like they feel like they could like approach, I guess, because I'm not like all over the place, which is not a bad thing, but it's not me.
Right, and I understand. It's just a lot of times with women, they'll be like, "Oh, such and such would never be, or such and such would never be," and I be trying to tell them, it's the ones that you think would never be that be. Mm-hmm. That be.
I just feel like they have like this sometimes, not all women, but like some just have this like denial thing that goes on, and they're just like, well, since it's not like a known thing, I'm just gonna pretend like it's unknown. But I feel like some women be picking up on it though. They have to.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Now, I know one question that people would like to know too. In these casual encounters, Grindr, Jacked, wherever, is there protection that's being used, or is it a lot of times like raw sex?
Usually, yes. Granted, I feel like the vetting out process isn't as great as people usually should have it, but like, it's like a small conversation that goes on. And I feel like people shouldn't trust that as much as they do. But yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to say every time it is, because it's not, but it's a good amount of time that it is, good amount of time that it's not.
I mean, and now they do have prep at least, so people get on prep, and then dudes get on prep, and then it's just like, okay, well, I don't have to worry about the big one. Still got other diseases, but at least the big one I don't have to worry about.
Yeah. It's crazy because I wonder if like women take PrEP.
I think they can. I think anybody can take. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Wait a minute, because it doesn't have to be just for gay men. I don't think. Can anyone take PrEP?
I wonder how many people take it.
Yeah, anyone can. Well, the CDC recommends taking PrEP if you're heterosexual and you don't regularly use condoms during sex with people whose HIV status is unknown. Yeah, so straight people, gay people, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So PrEP is like the street name for it, but I think the actual name is Discovery, something like that. You can ask your doctor about it, everybody that's watching, but it is a prescribed medication that prevents or greatly reduces the risk of you contracting HIV and or spreading it on to someone else. So yeah, quick little PSA there. But you know, overall, you've been through a lot. You know, been through molestation, parents breaking up, shit in school, and so today you're kind of at a place where you feel comfortable having sex, but then you do, like it. Sex feels good, but then you kind of don't enjoy it after. So
Yeah.
I guess my next question is, what's next for you? Like, is it to be with women? To like, what's next?
Well, right now I'm actually working on being celibate, and I've actually been like reading the Bible and stuff. So
Okay.
I'm trying to get better with the Lord in however ways I figure them out. But yeah, I'm just trying to keep to myself right now. I have a lot of stuff that I'm trying to work on.
Okay.
I feel like sex is just a distraction, especially since I'm not trying to be like even think about that right now. So it's like,
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Any final words for the people? I think we've educated them enough for today. Any final words?
I would just say look for like male and female energy around you, as well as read the Bible.
Okay. He said, and read the Bible. One last question. Do you think you can be gay and Christian?
Yes, because I believe that Christianity is kind of like not shouldn't be the go-to like idea. And yeah. But so yeah, I think you could.
Think you can. Okay.
I mean, I feel like it's already like a thing anyway, right?
It's Storm Show. Ay, it's Storm Show.